our part 1 video on MM2H, we received overwhelmed questions from the audience. Many of you wanted clarity on deposit, renewals, kids' education, and whether the property automatically gives you a visa. Today, we are diving deeper. If you are a foreign investor or planning to retire in Malaysia, in this part 2, we are sitting down with Jason to clear up the doubts most applicants struggle with. Hey Jason, let's start with the first question. What are the things foreign investors need to be aware of when they are applying for MM2H?
So the first step is you must make sure your financial documents are clear and consistent. Most importantly is you plan your cash flow properly, because when you're applying MM2H, it will require you to put a big deposit under the fixed deposit there.
Then what are the usual reasons people get rejected for the MM2H?
So the common reasons that the application get delayed or get rejected by the government is because that they do not provide sufficient proof of income to the government, and then they are holding working visa or some other visa, or missing some documents for the application.
Then the second question will be, does the fixed deposit require a stable monthly income?
So right now, actually there doesn't have any requirements on the monthly income for the MM2H application. What matters is you must having more enough money in the bank and proof of funds that we can show to the government your income is sufficient to put in the fixed deposit and purchase a property in Malaysia.
If that's the case, right, what is the minimum monthly income they should show?
There's no minimum income requirements for the MM2H application right now. Showing steady overseas income is actually helps your application, but there isn't a fixed income required right now by the government.
Then the third question, will I lose any money from the fixed deposit, or is it always safe in the bank?
As the deposit stays in the Malaysia bank account is under your name, so it doesn't take away by the government. So you can earn your interest on it, and it is still yours.
What if the foreign investor withdraw their MM2H deposit later? Are there any cost, penalties or restriction from the bank or agency?
It actually doesn't have any fixed penalties, and always check with your bank and agency about the fees, documents and any rules before you withdraw for your FD.
Okay, then number 4 question. Foreign investors always have the idea like they don't want their deposit being stuck. Are there any other residency program that don't require a fixed deposit?
For this, right, I think that MM2H is the only main thing that provided a long-term visa for foreigners to stay in Malaysia. And then this is also an official program provided by the government. If you still exploring some other option, what I can say is you can go to explore some employment visa, like spouse visa or any dependent visa in Malaysia.
Specifically, right, are there any alternative that don't need a big deposit?
Other than MM2H, it's actually other visa doesn't need any big deposit to get it. So for employment pass, if you can get a job offer in Malaysia or you already operate a company in Malaysia, you can go to apply for it. So if you're married with a Malaysian citizen, you can go to apply for a spouse visa. And then if your children is using student visa to studying in Malaysia, you can go to apply for the guardian visa. So all this visa does not need you to put a fixed deposit in Malaysia.
Okay, then the 5th question, Jason. For renewal after 5 years, is keeping the 50% of the cash deposit enough to maintain the visa?
So under the current policy, right, is actually yes. Typically, you will need to retain your 50% deposit at your bank as long as you are holding an MM2H visa. So you no need to top up back to 100% when you're going to renew your MM2H in the future 5 years, 15 years or 20 years.
Oh, that's good for foreign investor then. What if they don't renew, right? Will the full deposit be returned, and can they sell the property?
Once you already decided you want to officially terminate your MM2H program, right? Once you terminated, you can withdraw the money from your bank account, all of it. You don't need to leave any money inside the bank.
Okay.
And then the property that you are holding or you purchase for the MM2H purpose, right? You also can hold it or you also can sell it. It depends on what you are choosing.
Okay, that's quite flexible. Then the 6th question, is there any requirement for offshore income under MM2H program?
Currently, right, there's no any fixed official monthly offshore income threshold for the MM2H application, like what I mentioned just now. So government just look at the overall financial proof that you can provide to the government, which is liquid asset, like in your cash, fixed deposit or investment in shares, all these things to prove that you have sufficient amount to purchase the property and put a fixed deposit in Malaysia.
If that's the case, right, what is the financial proof is acceptable by the government?
If you can show that your liquid assets such as fixed deposit in your origin country, investment in shares, holding your bond, it's good to pay for your property in Malaysia and the fixed deposit amount in Malaysia. So that will be acceptable actually.
Then we have come to our number 7 question.
Yeah.
Once all the documents are ready, right, how long does an MM2H application usually take in your experience?
Based on my experience, since our last part 1 until right now, right, with a complete file, it usually takes around 2 to 3 months for the processing. But due to with the reason higher application volume is coming in right now, sometimes it takes around a bit slightly longer, maybe 4 to 5 months or so.
Then are there any way to speed up the process?
Sadly to say, actually doesn't have any special ways for you to speed up your process, but all will be depending our government efficiency on approving your application.
I see. Then the number 8 question, if I purchase a property in Malaysia, right, will I automatically be entitled to a visa?
It's actually no. So if you're buying a property alone, it does not giving you any special visa for it.
Or do I actually need to go through the MM2H application process separately?
Yes, you will still need to go through the MM2H application process if you wish to stay long-term in Malaysia or retire in Malaysia. Actually, MM2H we can say is an extra benefit for those who are invest property in Malaysia.
Finally, we have come to our last question. For the silver tier program, right, can they work in Malaysia and can their kids study here?
For the silver MM2H holder, right, actually they are not permitted to work in Malaysia or operate any business in Malaysia. So working rights are limited and usually only available under different tiers like platinum category or with additional permits, like if you go to apply for the working visa or PVIP.
Then what about the children? Can they study in any program here, or are the education or healthcare benefits will be subsidized?
So children under MM2H, right, is actually can attend international schools or some private schools in Malaysia, but they are not automatically entitled to the subsidized public education or free healthcare in Malaysia. So MM2H holders, children just can go to the international schools and private school and not the government school in Malaysia. For the insurance cover part, you will also need to purchase private medical insurance in Malaysia to get your medical costs covered in Malaysia.
Okay. We have come to the end of our video. If you still have questions about MM2H or planning to get one, reach out to us. Jason consultation link is below, and if you need any property investment strategies in Malaysia, my WhatsApp is also there. And of course, don't forget to subscribe because we will continue updating you with every major changes that affects the foreign investor. See you on our part 3 video. Bye!
Bye-bye!